there were like 100 cattle walking along the road at 4:30 in the morning. They were transporting them, and Bibi said, well, you know, it was a weekend and it's a holiday because it was New Year's.
So then this is taken from her house that she rents in the orphanage. I know some of you guys did not see the presentation, so that's I'll go over real quick. The well you can see there, that was put in maybe about 8 years ago, I'm guessing. And it is solar panel. One of the days we did not have water for the first 6 hours of the day because it was cloudy that whole day. But it is a deep well, so they can safely drink it. We did not drink the water, but it was deep enough for them. To the left, those unpainted cinder blocks. I have my pointer. That's the new addition. Someday we'll have hopefully a second floor. This is the office. This is Bibi. She owns this lot here. And they always have that tent out there where the kids kind of play. This is the restrooms. The kitchen's right there. It's outdoor. And there's 3 rooms in there. A baby room, a nursery, and then a classroom. And there's the speaker.
The mosque.
The mosque is right there. So next time we're going to bring the wire cutters, I think, so we can sleep. You can see the other speaker pointing that way. They have 4 speakers pointing each direction. This is the back side. You can see the addition there. This lot she does not own. And then she's on the outskirts of town, kind of the northwest portion of Bamako. So there's this ridge here. And there's a village on the other side of it, and people walk over that ridge every day. So we can kind of see just traffic up there.
And Bamako is a town of 2 million people.
And of the 2 million people we saw, I'd say the roads, a lot of people are asking about the roads. They say 10% of the roads are paved. And
They don't have lanes.
there's no lanes. We saw 2 stoplights maybe in the town of 2 million.
And just go through them. Just keep going through.
And then if little kids are on the road, they know to get out of the way. It's not pedestrians first there. I had to like run away from a truck, but they just kind of honk, and then they know that they're going to turn or they're going to do something, so you just kind of slow down a little
So
bit.
this is back looking at her place that she rents. She rents this 3-bedroom and, for $125 a month. It is very nice. It's the only building that was painted pretty much that we saw. So that was really nice. We ate every morning up here. She had a table and a couch, and it was just nice. You could always look out and see what was going on. This is the van that the orphanage has. That's how the kids are kind of transported to schools and just regular transportation.
And that's what you see all over Bamako, either cars or vans transporting people. There are no city buses or anything like that.
And then this is on the addition. Here's the courtyard. I don't know how many times we said that courtyard just makes a difference. Because previous pictures we have the kids just on a blanket, and that's all dirt. So everything's just dirty there. It's always dirt and dust. So that makes a huge difference. We are so proud of that courtyard, and you guys should be too. There it is up close. The kids they can crawl on that and not get, it's just so nice.
The building fund money was used for that first.
So this is looking into the orphanage. The 3 classrooms are, this is, like I said, the nursery. Then this is the toddler room where they sleep, and then there's one right here. That's the classrooms. She had this American flag. There's one on the water tower and one on the addition for us there. There's the mosque. They have a school there. There's
on the other side.
Yeah, there's a street in between there. This is part of the new addition. It's all cinder blocks, and so you can see the progress. We've got a ways to go on that. Here's the picture of the well. Here's the kitchen, and this is where they get their water, right there. And there's 3 spigots on this side by the restrooms. But that's where they cook. Someday, the new addition's going to have inside. So there is a rainy season that is about a month and a half where it rains almost every day there. So kind of during that time, it's a little tough to cook, especially when you have a fire. So here's some kids getting, washing their hands. And then here, yeah, every day. When we got there at 4 in the morning, they were boiling water. I don't know if we ever saw that fire not having a pot on it.
Always had boiling water.
Yeah, it just always did. And here it is at night. I think I took that night. And then here they boil the bottles. And here, this is underneath the water tower where the firewood is. So I don't know, I never did ask where she gets it, but that's the firewood. Here's her medicine cabinet in her office. So you can see some Motrin there and some other. She does have a nurse that the nurse makes $175 a month. That's what the nurse is. And she's a nanny also. So she serves too.
That's the toilet.
That's the toilet that the workers in the kids use. And there's no toilet paper roll there. They have that bucket is the water that they kind of use to clean themselves. Here's the first night with the mosquito nets. In the evening, they put the mosquito nets on the cribs. So that was our first night there. Oh, the video's not playing too good. I'm not going to play that later. So here was our bed. This was the blanket we got to keep. This is Stephen in my room. And that was from Timbuktu. Like I said, Pastor's is up for auction. So if you guys want one.
And it's very near and dear to me, but so is the orphanage. And so that's why I decided to put it on the auction block. Now, they fix the beds every day for us. We didn't realize that, we go out and work, we come back and all our clothes are washed, our beds are fixed. But that's the one thing that she had with beds, but otherwise, nothing else. Very sparse. And this bed, the bed that Hannah had, was a brand new bed, because she wanted a bed for Hannah.
I think mine was the biggest.
Yes, the biggest.
Hannah, what was your pet that you had that week that you were there?
Oh, I looked up, and there were a few salamanders just running across the wall. What was your pet?
Oh, I had a pet mouse. We had a chocolate bar that we bought in Paris. And the chocolate bar was kind of eaten a little bit. So,
but that was Bibi's dessert for the day.
Yes, that was eaten then after the mouse, actually. So this is where we ate the majority of our meals. Like I said, it was nice to wake up and you go up top, you see the action and how the day was going to be going. And while we were there, Bibi hired a cook that has been a friend for her for over 20 years, and she's also a head cook at a hotel. So for the week, we did not eat too much rice. I was looking to lose some weight and eat rice. Did not happen, as you can tell. And anyway, it was the food we all enjoyed. We never snacked though. You just ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, and we felt spoiled, but we said, Bibi, going over there, we said, hey, we'll eat what the kids eat, and we'll do, we'll sleep on the floor. But she says, since she's treated so nice when she comes to visit us, she wanted to give it back to us. So it was, like I said, we were treated like royalty. We really were. This was the first morning. You can see Jennifer. This is the missionary lady that I've been in communication with for the last year. She's helped us out tremendously with just answering some questions on cultural differences and lifestyles. This is her daughter, and this is Emmanuel, who we talked about, who's going to continue the baptism program over there. So,
also, you can see the shirts. It has the dates that we were there. She got some shirts ordered, Bibi's Hope Mission Trip, with the date on the back.
And you know what? The guy who made those shirts came up to me in his very minimal English, and he said, 50,000, 50,000. I said, Bibi, what does he want? She said, he's willing to print 50,000 t-shirts so we can take them to the United States and sell them. I said, oh my gosh.
Let's start with 500.
I said, maybe 500.
I said, let's see how the silent auction goes. So then this is the first morning we went over there, and Bibi, kind of these young gentlemen kind of thought they needed a prayer to kind of hopefully get their life going down the right path. So Jennifer was there, and we just started the day off in prayer. You'll see a lot of pictures with kids. This was little Bibi, and little Bibi liked every one of us, and as soon as she saw us, she would run up to us and want to be held. And she didn't like anybody else to be held, but she was being held.
And when they would come up, be held like this. They were really, really good in your hands because they knew we could get 100 more kids. They were so good. They wouldn't even move an inch.
Yeah, this, Hannah, who is this?
This is Fatu, Judy Buckley's sponsored child. And that's the first day we were there, and that's how she stayed by my side for the rest of the trip.
Here we are, Steph and Hannah are in the nursery with some new babies. This is the dance content that they had. The girls would really dance really good.
They would like
roll their eyes.
Yeah. As they were like.
And they learned that from the Americans, they said, how to do that, and all that kind of stuff.
So yeah, a couple times we had just kids would start dancing for us, and they just play on the table, just give a beat, and kids would start dancing for us. So this was a neighbor family. Pastor took this picture. He's a carpenter, and see the wood, he just scrap wood, pallet wood, just to make any kind of furniture that was requested.
And then she has a sewing machine. A Singer sewing machine that's about 70 years old, a black machine.
Yeah, when we walked by, we saw some old sewing machines or one sewing machine in a house. Every now and then you'd see it there, but it's all, yeah, they made all their clothes by hand.
Our clothes are all handmade.
And every one of theirs was too, pretty much.
And there's two.
So every morning, here's the cattle.
We had to dodge them to cross the street, because where we're taking this is at Bibi's house, and then across there is the orphanage. So when they're homes, we needed to get them.
And one time Hannah had to get through, and she was trying to get through, and the cattle stopped. They let her go. She was just going to go right in front of them, and I was concerned.
But you would see livestock just roaming around. I mean, not the cattle so much, but like the sheep would roam around.
But I never saw any manure. I
never thought of that. And then here, you can see, this is the lady just walking with her baby on the back, and then this little girl has a pot on her head. So this was right down the street every morning, once again. And then in the morning, like I said, the 10% of the roads are paved, and if it's paved, it has a market. So every 15 foot is a market, and this market sells potatoes. This market sells watermelons.
This street sells toilets.
Yeah, we found the toilet section too. So so these ladies are heading to the market with their stuff to sell. Here's the kids eating, I don't know, lunch. They all use their hands, and they kind of ball it up. They ball up the rice, and then they kind of do that one time, and then the second time, and then it's free. Yeah, they kind of cup their hand and ball it up, and then they eat it. And I ate one scoop with the nannies when they ate of the rice. It was really good and flavorful. Anybody else have any? And then the beans, I had one scoop of that too, and I didn't like it. Did you eat the beans?
No, because you said it was their bad, so
So the beans weren't
But the workers, they would feed all of the kids, and then they would eat. They had a big bowl of rice, and the 5 of them would sit around, take their hands, and eat together, one bowl.
When I ate with about the 7 or so ladies, that some of them were cooks and some were nannies, they were just giggling at me, I think. Even though I couldn't understand, I know they were making fun of me then. I know they were. Oh, this is the boy. Yeah, I could never get his picture too often where he would smile. He'd always give you that look like, hey, what's up? I know
That's how he was all the time.
All the time.
We got him dancing there that one time.
Also, these wardrobes that you see, we did get measured for them. So that's us getting measured. They like technology, so that's Steph showing them their phone. They all like to see a picture being taken, and then we'd all show them their picture.
They were actually watching your kids do Just Dance videos,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So yeah, here's I saw how many I could hold in one, so I'm carrying 3 around. And here we are waving. So one of the things we did was we went to a naming ceremony. This baby is 7 days old. I don't remember the name. Anybody remember? Probably Mohammed.
Starts with an N.
Anyway, it's kind of a Muslim ritual. After 7 days, they have a huge all-day ceremony. We went there for about a half an hour. All the ladies were dressed up, but most of the time the ladies were dressed up, and so were the men. Or the men weren't there, were they?
And all those dresses are handmade, just like all these clothes and like canvas.
This is us getting ready for church. The dresses there that Jennifer Bowers, the missionary lady, she brought those over the first day and said, here, girls, if you want to wear these for your church services. So that's them wearing that. Bibi helped them with the headpieces that day. So we went to the church service. We sat in the front row of the church. It was an amazing service. And the pastor would come out and do this prayer. The psalms would go on for about 15 minutes. We sang psalms, and then the pastors started showing up, and they pray before they started doing their service. Prayer and offering, huge deal. It was really neat to see how much praise they gave because they could give.
They handed everybody an envelope. I didn't have any money, but I still raised my envelope up. We all put ours in one envelope.
We had one donation that we made. Because Bibi actually, we kind of talked about the money thing, and since we didn't know what was a good price and stuff, she said she would take care of it. So what we did was we gave her some money, and then she translated it, and then she just kind of kept it with us. So we bought some goods. We did go out to eat once, so then she kind of helped us with the currency. Because we didn't know what the conversion rate was, so who knows if we were given $1 or $100. Because it was divided by 600?
600
600, whatever theirs is $1.
for us.
Yeah, so it was really hard to kind of...
So this costs $600, but for us, $1.
Yeah. So this is outside that church. It was a nice church, and it was just a great service. One thing too, during the service, everybody kind of had a Bible. I don't know if it was in Bamako, French, or English. And then all their Bibles were used. I tell you what, their Bibles looked like they have been read and used. And they took notes too during the sermon. So, Pastor, if you want to incorporate that during our services, feel free to say we need to take notes now.
One thing that we also learned, can everybody say Jesus?
Jesus.
Theirs is Jesus.
Jesus!
Jesus Christ.
They would say Jesus like they meant it. They did. So it was really a great service. And then we went to this other service that was about 20 people were there. This was actually a fill-in pastor for the regular pastor that was on still Christmas break. He did an amazing job. Bibi got to speak kind of a little bit during this one. So just kind of caught the tail end of it. And they had this nice teenage band.
So then they wanted to take the offering, so we're going to give a little bit here. So I had it, so I stood up, and only one other person stood up. Well, that was the tithe. So boy, 10% of your income.
Visitor gift.
I didn't realize that. That was one of 2 offerings. So then we didn't have any more to give at the second offering.
So, prayer requests. So many people, I don't know. That's one thing I asked Pastor at the end. I said, how many church members have come to your office and asked for a prayer request? And here, there was like, so many times. And it was just a blessing for an unborn.
And it wasn't just at the house. We came out of the one time we ate at a restaurant because of transportation. And they were there. And then other places, and got done with the naming ceremony. There was a lady out there I don't know how they get the word out.
And I think we never saw another white person when we were traveling. We did do quite a bit of traveling. But, it's not a tourist town. So, no other white people come. And the people that are white there are probably missionary or a doctor. But I'm guessing 80% of them are probably missionary of some sort. So they kind of knew we were maybe missionary of some sort. So this was
after the second service. We were walking to the bus or something, and some of them were at the second service, and these kids came up, and I think they said picture in English, but we literally had a photo shoot. They wanted one of just me standing here, and then I got a picture with every single one of those boys, and everybody got a picture with these boys, but they asked first.
They all had a flip phone that they used.
Yeah.
And then here's the typical street of Bamako. I don't know how anybody can drive in that. And then here, you'll see this husband or this father taking his kids to school. They all have backpacks. I did see 2 grown men on a little scooter like this that had a full-size sheep in the middle. I did not get a picture of it. I wish I would have. It kind of startled me. It's like,
And the traffic goes so fast that you just can't stop and take a picture. It's dangerous. You got to keep going.
yeah, here's the tire shop. We had a flat tire or a low tire, so we had to get air. So here's a typical street. You can see the huge hill in front of that yellow car maybe. And I kind of told Bibi, I think we should start incorporating a shocks and struts training for the kids. Because I tell you what, it was bumpy.
On one of the streets to the orphanage that we took quite often, You would go all the way to the right of the street, but then have to go all the way to the left because there was this huge divot.
Yeah, there was just blocks, cinder blocks around that you'd have to avoid. I mean, there was kind of raw sewage streams at times. It's definitely about. So here's a market, and you can see these are potatoes, and they just stack them up so neat. And everything was stacked. And like I said, you just go to this area, they sold the potatoes. This area sold the lemons. This area sold whatever. That Sunday, we went to a nice sit-down restaurant. This is the one and only time that we did eat out. And we got French fries there. We did. And kebabs. And that meal cost us $10 US, but it was a nice restaurant. There was silverware also there, and we were the only ones that used it. And they did have a porcelain bathroom, didn't they, Hannah?
Yes. And they had to fix my skirt because it kind of, they were laughing at me.
So, Bibi, if you guys were lucky enough, I never did tell this story, this is a good one. If you were lucky enough to get your picture taken in the directory, she now has the directory.
And the whole country of Mali has seen your picture.
Yeah. She took that around.
She even interrupted the first service to show the pastor. I was embarrassed. In the middle of the service, she goes, walks up to him and shows him.
Yeah. So she was very proud of her church directory. There is a picture of her in there because she is a member of Redeemer Lutheran Church. And also there's a picture of our committee that she was proud to show off, Bibi's Hope Committee. So she loved that directory. She showed it that day. Oh, it was great. It was great to see. Great to see, because I can tell you what, I don't know where my directory is right now, but she knows where hers is. This is outside the restaurant. These are her two daughters, 14 and 15 years old. Just lovely, lovely girls. And they helped us a lot.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, they helped us translate a lot too. They are the typical American teenage daughter. They are.
And I was just going to say they're huge Justin Bieber fans. Huge.
And this is Awa, which some of you guys know her story. She kind of was a Christian, maybe not, but then she asked to go to the church services with us. So she hopped in the van that day, and that was Awa. She works at the orphanage.
She also had a son, and the son went to the river or something with some of her friends and his friends, and he ended up drowning. I think he was 12 years old.
About a year ago.
Yeah. Here we are outside the restaurant. Here's the police station. This is our guard that we had, Amin. And he's very tall and skinny, but everybody's kind of skinny there.
He had come to the restaurant that we were eating at with his 3 little boys because he wanted to show them because we had talked about it. And then he asked Bibi if we could come to the police station.
So then we picked up this little girl at the police station, Miriam. She was locked up in the jail cell. She was. And we picked her up and threw her in the back of the van.
7, I think.
And then...
And that's something, when you ask somebody how old they are, I mean, you just don't ask anybody, but they can't tell you how old they are. They know the year they were born, like maybe 1954, 1960 or whatever. But they have to really, really think to say that they're like 55 or whatever. Because they don't celebrate birthdays, and each day is just like another day.
So then we went to the National Orphanage. This is the director of that orphanage. And special needs kids are there, but we didn't get to see really inside because it wasn't clean enough.
They want a day's notice so they can give the babies a bath and to kind of clean it up. Because when we walked in there, I got an instant headache. It was, the smell was overwhelming.
This is at Jennifer's place. They had a worship service at 5 o'clock that evening, and we got to visit that. And there was about 30, 40 people there, all missionary families.
Right. And one missionary there, his wife just had a baby here in November in Sioux City. And another guy knew Dr., what was his name, who died, Swanson.
Dr. Swanson, if you know.
Happened to know Dr. Swanson from Sioux City, who died about 6 months ago.
Who was Bibi's doctor?
Bibi's doctor when she came to visit. This was the gifts that we brought over. So there's Hannah filling up the soccer balls. This was an interview of the child. She has her directory there on the table. I didn't notice that.
I think this was Tuesday morning, and we had a Bibi's Hope Committee meeting. So she comes out, she was wearing pants for the first time I've ever seen her in pants. And she had the Bibi's Hope shirt on with
Here we are.
This is Keipel's.
Yeah, Keipel's left.
Okay.
He got some gum in his packet, and he handed out the gum to us. Me and Steph split a piece, but like, no, it's your gum, not ours. So, but he handed out his gum. Here's a set of triplets that are sponsored. These are the necklaces that the VBS kids made. We brought over maybe 300 or so. We have red, white, and blue beads on one side, then a heart, and then the Mali color flags, green, yellow, and red. So we handed out a lot of necklaces.
And Pastor would quiz each person, even though they don't speak English. I'm going to give you a test. You can get this necklace if you tell me what this means. Pastor, just because you speak slower doesn't mean they understand. They don't speak our language.
But you know, Bibi had Mali flags and United States flags all over, and the kids did figure it out, though.
Some said
French.
yeah.
Because French is it's a colony of French.
Yeah.
Here's a little girl got her coloring book. Here's the bag of necklaces, and we gave out a lot of stickers. Here we are interviewing the kids. They have their Bibi's Hope t-shirts on. We're just handing out gifts that night. Here's Jerry's kid.
California.
Yeah. Here's in their office. We were doing an interview for the kids down there. Here, this boy is brushing his teeth, getting ready for school.
He's outside the front of his home, and you see these little things all over the place. They're plastic. They look like a teacup, but they're plastic, and they're used for everything. They have water in there, so he's wetting his toothbrush and getting ready for school.
And I don't know if you guys can see this in the back, but he's wearing girls' shoes, and they are probably 3 sizes too small, 4 sizes. So if you guys can see that, there he is. Then the kids walking to school with their backpacks. This is a school that we did visit. We decided all they pretty much have is a chalkboard, so the teacher has to teach with just the chalkboard. You know, there's not much material there, so they do a lot of teaching with the chalkboard. They had a little merry-go-round at this school, so I was pushing the kids around, and there was chairs welded to it, so I gave the kids rides around there. This is inside the orphanage at the kindergarten that she has. They're learning A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So this was one of the ladies we met's friend. She was pregnant, and she wanted a blessing upon her, so we drove over to her house. This is her family. She needed a C-section. So they had a little baby boy with the help of a Redeemer, actually. We had a medical expense that we paid for one. This is Bibi when she was a teenager. This is where she lived. We went there one day. This is some of her family members, blood family. We found out that everybody's kind of a sister or a mother or an aunt, but not blood-wise. And we could say, is it blood? No. Okay, but everybody's kind of your family. But he got in a car wreck. He was in a coma for 7 months. So
In Knoxville, Tennessee, when he was going to college.
And that's his mom and dad, and they wanted a blessing for him. Here's a blessing in the street for this baby that we got stopped. U.S. Embassy. We drove by there. Nice. It's a square block. I got yelled at for taking a picture through the taxi or through the ride. There was a guy, a motorcycle security guy, said no photo. Here's the trash pile. Just an amazing sight to see. It kind of it was amazing. And the donkeys would go out and get the carts filled. There's no trash cans though.
And the reason there's so much trash around is because you have to pay for them to come, just like we do in the United States. But people don't have money to pay for someone to come with a donkey to get the trash. There are no trucks that get the trash, only donkeys, 3, 4, 2, whatever. And then you see all the people on top of the hill trying to pick something out of the trash that might be good, Jack. And we saw the trash, and believe me, there's hardly...
There's some water bottles in there.
Yeah.
Just the kids here. Oh, I should see the t-shirt. It's Daddy's Little Monster.
That's
Yeah.
Bibi's. There's Fatu by me.
Yeah, about 2 minutes. Here we are trying to get some updates. That's Miriam. Of course, taking pictures of them. And this little kid's in his snowsuit, see?
It was 63 degrees and they canceled school.
Yeah.
Too
Yes.
cold. Too cold. Everybody went home.
So yeah, this is outside the orphanage. Here's a lady doing laundry with the scrub board. our laundry did get done. She did have washing machines, but they broke. And I don't know, we kind of thought maybe it's better because now she can actually help out a young woman with a job, to be honest with you. So here's our meal. Those actually, I know we call them goats for the first like 3 days, and then we were told they were sheep.
Pastor Googled it. He was certain that they were sheep because they did not have wool.
So warm weather sheep do not have wool, and what Jennifer told us, tail down sheep, tail up goat.